NASCAR's history of female drivers can be traced very close to when the sport was founded. Although no women drivers have ever scored a victory in any of the three major series of NASCAR, that doesn't mean they didn't experience success in their careers. With each generation of female drivers comes a new setting of boundaries and records that can never be broken or forgotten. For this series, I'm going to divide it into three different parts. The first part will be the pre-Danica Patrick era, Part 2 will focus on Danica Patrick's racing career, and Part 3 will focus on the female drivers during and after the Danica Patrick era in NASCAR. For this video, we will talk about female NASCAR drivers prior to Danica Patrick's rise in NASCAR. So without further ado, let's get into it. 1 year after the founding of NASCAR, the first female drivers started making a small name for themselves. Ethel Mobley made her only 2 career races in 1949 with an average finish of 27.5. Louise Smith's career lasted from 1949 to 1950 and 1952, finishing with an average of 24.1. However, Sarah Christian will take the credit for being the first woman driver to officially race in NASCAR, and she did very good with her short career. She did so good that some of her Cup Series records have not been broken to this day. Spanning 7 races from 1949 to 1950, she had 1 top 5, 2 top 10s, and an average finish of 13.1. Plus, she finished 13th in the final point standings. In 1949, she received the United States Driver Association Women Driver of the Year award. She was also inducted to the Georgia Automobile Racing Hall of Fame in 2004. As of July 2021, her 5th place finish at Pittsburgh's Heidelberg Raceway is still the best finish by a female NASCAR driver in the Cup Series. Her 13th place points finish is also the best points standings finish by a woman driver. Fast forward about 20 years, a woman named Janet Guthrie became the first female driver to race in a superspeedway when she debuted in the 1976 World 600. Even though she finished 15th place 22 laps down, she finished ahead of drivers like Bill Elliott, Buddy Baker, and even Dale Earnhardt. The following year, in 1977, she became the first woman to compete in the Daytona 500, where she would finish 12th, 12 laps down, and the first woman to lead a lap in a Winston Cup Series race. Her 6th place finish at Bristol is currently tied with Danica Patrick for the second best finish by a female driver in the Cup Series. Though her career spanned 33 races from 1976 to 1980, she finished with 5 top 10s and an average finish of 19.3. By the way, 4 out of those 5 top 10 finishes came from her 1977 season. In 1986, Patti Moise would make her Busch Series debut at Road Atlanta, qualifying 3rd. Even though she would DNF due to engine failure, she would come back the following year in 1987 and become the first woman to lead a lap in a Busch Series race, where she would lead 18 laps and score her first top 10 finish in the Busch Series. In a career that would last 12 years, she would go on to have 4 top 10 finishes with an average finish of 25.3. Her stats are modest, but she still holds the female record for most starts in the Busch Series with 133. She also did make 5 starts in the NASCAR ARCA Permatech Supercar Series from 1988 to 1990. Although she didn't have high stats with 4 pole positions and 1 top 10 finish, I thought it would be a cool fact to bring up. In 1988, Shauna Robinson burst onto the scene in NASCAR history by becoming the first woman to win a NASCAR Touring Series event, the Charlotte Daytona Dash Series. She would go on to finish 3rd in the championship points, and she won the 1988 Rookie of the Year and Most Popular Driver of the Year awards. Her time in NASCAR, on the other hand, was rather unremarkable. In 61 NASCAR Busch Series starts, she would go on to have only 1 top 10 finish and a pole award, both coming in 1994. Believe it or not, she became the second woman to qualify for the 2002 Daytona 500, where she would finish 24th 14 laps down. Even with the negative stats, she would find success in the ARCA series, where in 27 races, she would have 5 top 5s, 14 top 10s, and an average finish of 13.9 plus 1 pole award. She retired at the end of the 2005 season. Another female driver who had very good success in the smaller NASCAR series was Tammy Jo Kirk. Tammy Jo Kirk made her name known in the NASCAR Winston All-American Challenge Series. Throughout her 6-year career in that series, she managed to get 10 top 5s, 37 top 10s, an average finish of 14.9, and 2 pole awards, which came in her final season in 1996. Plus, she became the second woman to win a NASCAR Touring Series when she won the 1994 Snowball Derby. She would go on to be the first woman to start in the NASCAR Craftsman's Truck Series. She found little success in both the Craftsman Truck Series and the Busch Series, and by the end of the 2003 season, she retired from racing. Prior to 2012, a total of 19 women have made an attempt to qualify for a NASCAR Cup Series race, with 15 successfully being able to qualify for at least one race, with Shauna Robinson being the most recent in 2002. Many of them, most likely, you may have never heard of. However, while you may have never heard of them, the legacy and records can never be forgotten. As we conclude the first of this 3-part series, it wasn't too long before there was a drastic change and a new name that was taking the racing world by storm. But it wasn't in NASCAR, but in the IndyCar series. And that person we'll talk about in part 2. Thank you so much for watching this NASCAR History Snapshot. If you want to be among the first to know exactly when part 2 will be released, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Also, I wanted to quickly give a shout out to Jesse Kleibe from Speed Society. Jesse wrote a cool NASCAR history article, and in it, he featured one of my NASCAR history videos, The Crashes That Changed NASCAR History. The link for his article is in the description of this video. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.